Spiritist Magazine, Journal of Psychological Studies. Ninth year. Number 10. November 1866. Muhammad and Islam. Second article. See the August 1866 issue. It was in Medina that Muhammad had the first mosque built, which he worked on with his own hands and organized a regular cult. He preached there for the first time in 623. All the measures he took bear witness to his solicitude and foresight, a characteristic trait both of the man and of his time, said Mr. Barthélemy Saint Hilaire, was the choice Muhammad had to make of 3 poets from Medina, officially charged with defending him against the satires of the poets of Mecca. It was probably only his self-esteem that had been more excited than was fitting, but in a spiritual and lively nation, these attacks had a repercussion analogous to that which newspapers can have in our day, and they were very dangerous. We have said that Muhammad was forced to become a warrior. In fact, he was by no means bellicose in spirit, as he had demonstrated during the first 50 years of his life. Now, barely 2 years had passed after his stay in Medina when the Quraysh of Mecca, in alliance with other hostile tribes, came to besiege the city. Muhammad had to defend himself. From that moment began his warlike period, which lasted 6 years, and during which he proved himself above all a skilled strategist. Among a people for whom war was the normal state of affairs, who knew only law by force, the leader of the new religion needed the prestige of victory to establish his authority, even among his supporters. Persuasion had little influence over these ignorant and turbulent populations. Too much meekness would have been mistaken for weakness. In their minds, the strong God could only manifest himself through a strong man, and Christ, with his unalterable gentleness, would have failed in these regions. Muhammad was, therefore, a warrior by the force of circumstances, much more than by his character, and he will always have the merit of not having been the instigator. Once the fight was established, he had to win or perish. Only on this condition could he be accepted as God's messenger. His enemies had to be defeated to convince him of the superiority of his God over the idols they worshipped. With the exception of one of the first battles in which he was wounded and the Muslims defeated, in 625, his arms were consistently victorious, and within a few years he subjected all of Arabia to his rule. When he saw his authority established and idolatry annihilated, he triumphantly returned to Mecca after 10 years of exile, followed by nearly 100,000 pilgrims, and there performed the famous pilgrimage called a farewell, the rites of which the Muslims scrupulously preserved.